interns are off. Aiden and I are back doing In the Know. And this is for September 15th. Look at that. Snappy.
If you are a young adult, which is a weird age period where you just kind of feel it. You're like, I am a young adult. And
I'm
then
not one anymore.
you feel when you're not.
I can affirm.
But if you are a young adult, which on the website I determine as someone between the ages of 18 to 29, we are launching an official SBC Young Adults program. And so I'll be leading it. It'll be at my house. And so if you need to know where that is, you can send me an email or send me a text message and I'll give you that info. But it's going to be launching Tuesday, September 17th.
Yep.
And it'll be going, this first one will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. They'll usually be from 6:30 to 8. But we just gave a little extra time because it's the first one. And together we're going to be going through Practicing the Way. I'm going to have coffee and snacks and different things. And we're going to talk about following Jesus together as young adults.
And you guys are meeting weekly?
We're meeting every single week.
That's awesome.
And so you can head to the website and actually go to our ministries tab and click Young Adults. And there you can see all the info for young adults and even see our calendar. We have the whole year set and date, so you can see when they are and if you can make them. And in addition to that, we'll also be going to go on a retreat to Portland, to Bridgetown Church, where they're hosting a conference on the Holy Spirit. And it's going to have speakers like Tyler Staten, of course, because he's there. But then Tim Mackey from the Bible Project and N.T. Wright, who's one of my favorite Bible scholars, and many others. And it should be tons of fun. So you can also sign up for that because...
And you said I could come, right?
Yep, you can come if you're allowed to come. But
young adult at heart.
You can come. And the earlier you sign up, the better, because then we get to know our numbers, and the longer you wait, the more the price goes up. So now's the time to sign up if you think you might be interested in that. But
did you say it was in February?
Oh yeah, it's in February. All the info's on the website though, if you go there, where you can register.
Great.
And so, yeah, young adults, September 17th, 6 o'clock, my house. See you guys there.
And I think it's awesome you guys are going through Practicing the Way, because as you've heard, as a whole church, we are going to be diving into the Practicing the Way series. And this kind of stemmed out of John Mark Comer's organization that he now runs called Practicing the Way. And the heart behind it is to help people learn to live like Jesus. What is it? Become like Jesus.
With Jesus.
Be with Jesus.
Become like Jesus. Do what Jesus did.
Yes, those are kind of the 3 taglines. Yeah. And I've read the book Practicing the Way, and I think you have as well. And we found that it was helpful for people who have followed Jesus for a long time. Like myself, I felt myself challenged and excited to go deeper in my faith, as well as just use more of my life to love Jesus and the people around me. And as well as I think from people who are new to Christianity and new to faith and following Jesus, they also found it really approachable and helpful. So we're hoping that going through this series, our sermons on Sunday morning, starting September 29th, going for 8 weeks with a pause for Thanksgiving, are going to be around the weeks of the course, Practicing the Way course. And because we were so excited to do this together as a church family, and we really wanted to talk about it together, we are going to be having a meal after every single service for those 8 weeks. We're all going to head down to the gym, and we're going to have some discussion questions at the tables, and just an opportunity for you guys of all ages. You are invited to join our Practicing the Way meals after the service, and we're just hoping that's going to be a time where we can get to know each other better, where we can discuss our faith and our own wrestle with Jesus and how to live a life following him together. And so we're really excited about this, and we want you all to plan to be there for all of the weeks if you can. But the other piece of that is that we need more hands.
We need a lot of help.
Yeah. So we need to help set up the gym. We need help with serving meals and in the kitchen, doing dishes. We need help facilitating conversation at tables. And so if you would love to help be a piece of this doesn't mean you have to do these things every single week. It just means you're willing to do a small part so that we can help make this big thing happen. And so if you are able and willing to be a part of that, please come talk to me at the hub, and I will fill out the form online that you can also find on our website, on our app. And it's essentially just saying, I would love to help in one of those areas. And then we're going to contact you with more information about that later.
Do you know another age that you know it when you're in it? Where you're like, I've hit this demographic. Seniors.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
And either you're excited to hit it.
What was the old saying? Freedom 55?
Freedom 55?
Yeah, there was like if you can retire by 55, like, woo.
Not in this economy.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore. But I think 55 is kind of the senior's age, which encapsulates a lot of a population.
Which is what we define our seniors as. So
Yeah.
Lee, he's a few years away from being in that demographic. Yeah. But if you're a senior, if you're over the age of 55, we also have ministries for you. And in fact, we have a gathering to discuss the future of our senior years ministry here as a church. And so on September 26th at 1 o'clock, we're going to be meeting, well, not me, because I'm still a young adult, technically, according to my demographic.
And I'm in no man's land.
You're in no man's land. But I won't be there, but the seniors will be there, and Lee will be there at the gym, at the church at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a potluck, and it's going to be like a real potluck.
And you have no idea what anybody else is bringing, so you just got to go with your gut.
Yeah, it could be a bunch of Jell-O salads.
Could be.
Or
so if you're worried about that, don't bring a Jell-O salad.
Yeah. The best thing to do at a potluck is bring something that you want to eat, so that at the very least, if there's nothing you want to eat, you've taken care of yourself.
It's a good tip.
That's the Jesus way. And so at 1 o'clock, that's not true. At 1 o'clock, they're going to be meeting at the church to discuss the future of the seniors ministry. Lee is going to be speaking. And so if you want to be part of that conversation or just are curious as to what is maybe happening next, you want to be here on September 26th.
It is like the middle of September now, which I don't know why we always talk about time flying being wild, but it's always wild to me how quickly time goes. And being a parent of a grad, it is painfully obvious that I am now in a different stage of life with my kids, and that my oldest daughter, Danae, is in a different stage of life. And all of the grads who were a part of our SBC family would love your prayers. And so they are in various places within our country, even one out of the country. And they are all now really, really realizing that they are not in high school anymore. And so we have made it really easy for you guys to pray for these students. And they have asked our church family to pray for them. They have supplied us with information about what they're up to, with a photo of them, so that you can put it on your fridge for a really easy reminder, or wherever it is that's going to remind you to pray for them. And so come out to the hub after the service, and you can take 1 or 3 or whatever you would like.
All of them.
Yeah, you could take all of them cards, and you can pray for these young adults in this next stage of life. That would be awesome.
Hey, do you like NASA?
I guess. I mean, I did watch a rocket take off into space one time in Florida, which was cool.
Well, not all of us can watch a rocket launch, but what you can watch launch is our programs that are all starting up right now. And so youth, kids, young adults, and others are all beginning to launch. And for a lot of these, we need you to register, especially if you are a parent. We need you to register your students for multiple reasons. One, some of the programs have changed. Youth is not the same as it was last year. And so if you just send your kid every Sunday thinking something's happening, you're gonna find out nobody's there to help your student. So you want to register to know what's going on, but also because we don't want to bombard everyone with emails. Yeah.
So once we hit like October, I mean, in the youth department, for sure, I can guarantee you that unless you're signed up, you will not receive our every weekly email. So we only want to send that to people who are participating weekly, because otherwise that's annoying. So if you want to know what's going on, get registered. It's also a way that we bribe you to register.
Yeah. So register.
Yeah. So kids, youth, if you got anybody participating in those programs, and there's like, you can already look on the website for things like Shine and Spuds too are happening again this year. And like, there's lots to check out. So we are going to just point you to the website, point to the emails that our departments have been sending out. And I know there's a lot. As a parent, I can tell you it's that time of year, the schools, it's just like every day there's another email. And so I get it, but I'm just telling you that ours is really important. So read our emails from SBC. Yeah.
Why are you here?
I'm here to talk about small groups.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks, Aiden.
Yes, I am excited for small groups this year, and I know a lot of you are too. And this year, we need some more leaders. And honestly, as I've been praying about it, it's like I feel like God's going to start tugging on hearts to lead. And I think it's going to be a really cool year of it all coming together. And so if you have felt this kind of nudge of like, man, I want to be in a small group, or I think I might want to lead, but it makes me nervous, just like follow that thread and see where it goes. Come talk to me. You can email me, Kaylee@summerlandbaptist.ca, or you can let Tiana know at the hub. But yeah, we need more leaders, and I would love to chat with you further about what that looks like. And you're supported in it. That's something I wanted to make sure I mentioned. We meet once a month, as you can. It's not a super stressful thing. It's usually about an hour. It's pretty brief, but we join as leaders. We pray for our groups and for one another. And I help resource you if you feel like, oh, I don't want to come up with stuff on my own. You're definitely not expected to. A lot of our small groups follow afterthoughts. And I kind of help make sure you feel well equipped to lead that small group and don't feel like you have to just pull it off by yourself. And so don't be shy. Come chat with me and we'll get chatting about small groups. And then if you're interested in small groups, online, you won't see all the groups available right now because we're still forming them, but you can sign up on that little small group waitlist form. At the bottom of the page, there's a button. So I think you get an email that says, thanks for the submission. If you don't, I will reply to you still. And then we'll be in touch about how to get you connected with a small group that's open. And those will open just so you can kind of think about it, but we've got some time. It's not stressful. Kind of the week of Thanksgiving is when they officially open up for they are up and running on the website and in person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's all.
Late February, early March, I'm going to have a child. And so it's a scary time, but it's very exciting.
It's a very exciting time.
Very weird. And if my kids are half as nice as your kids, I'll be happy.
Aw, that's so nice. Okay, well, we did it. We only got off track a little bit.
A little bit.
And we'll get back in the groove, guys. So be patient with us doing these in the know videos. We're excited to be back. And you guys are now in the know for Sunday, September 15th.
Tell my wife congrats. It'll be the most peaceful birth since Jesus.
We don't know his was peaceful.
I've sang the songs. They say something like
Silent Night.
Silent Night. She wasn't making any noise. He wasn't making any noise.
Okay, we're done here.